Anyway, to finish off my midweek suppers, I'm going to do this fantastic ricotta and raspberry cheesecake. And it's very similar to one that was in this book that my mother gave me, which is the Black Hill recipe book. In fact, she gave me the photocopied version. She didn't trust me to give the original. Written by some North London Italians who came from the same area, and it's all the local recipes from where we came from. But, you know, the Italians aren't big on desserts, but here it has a very simple recipe. Difference is they cook it here, and we're going to keep ours totally non-cooked, easy, straight in the fridge. So I'm going to start with amaretti biscuits in there, add some digestives, and that sort of gives it its Italian feel. And we're just going to bash the two things together. Put it back. Okay, very lightly like that. And then what we've got is some melted butter, which I'm going to just pour straight away the biscuits, the amaretti into that, so it's easily done. I love sort of really simple, quick, easy desserts, which is exactly what this one is. The Italians just don't do desserts, you know. They have loads of fruit on the table, they might have some fantastic biscotti and cake, but they're not, you know, like the French and the Austrians that have all these amazing desserts. So just stick that into a little mould like so. The beauty of it is, as I said, it's a no-bake cheesecake, so it's very little you have to do to it, except mix everything together, set it in the tin, and it's done, okay? So that's just going to go in the fridge and let that set for a moment while you make the rest of it. So we've got some beautiful ricotta here, which is nice and soft. And again, that gives it a slightly sort of, you know, sour taste to it, which, you know, it's, rather than just be totally sweet. We're going to add our sugar straight into that to sort of break it down, and also add our cream cheese into it. Okay, so that starts to break down like so. Just a little bit with a whisk there. Okay, touch vanilla essence in there if you can't get hold of some fresh vanilla. And then we're also going to add a bit of grated lemon rind, and you can also do a little bit of squeeze of a juice in there as well, just to give it that acidity, and works well with the ricotta. Okay, and just a little bit of the juice.
So how did your nonna feel about you being a chef?
When I really started cooking, like took it really seriously, she unfortunately passed away in that year, but she did manage to go to yeah, she ate at the aubergine with us when I was with Gordon, so in those heady early days. You know, she always used to think, I suppose, not upset, but she thought, oh my God, Angela's just going to be working all these different hours and never have a life. And she was right, you know, essentially that's exactly what happened. But obviously, essentially proud, like all of them. Even my mum, I mean, my mother came out with the most classic line ever. There was one of those articles in a magazine that said, you know, top 50 women in cookery or something. And, you know, I was on that page, and Nigella was on that page, and Delia, and then my mum, oh, Angela, I'm so proud you're on the same page as Delia, you know, and that was it, you know, because Delia's her god. Right, so what we've done is let that set, and like I said, it doesn't have to set overnight or anything like that, you know, literally sort of, you know, 10 minutes in the fridge just to let the butter sort of set up again. So that's Psycho Alfie. So flatten it out slightly, and then just set it up till it's firm. You know, like I said, it's a no-bake cheesecake. So we'll put that straight in the fridge. Would easily put it in for at least an hour, sort of, you know, hour and a half, and we've got one ready here. Now, what we're going to do is obviously take it out of the side. Alfie, be quiet, otherwise you get no cheesecake. And then we want to basically take the all greaseproof away from the bottom there, and then just to be all fancy pants, we're going to put some lovely raspberries here. This is far more work my grandmother would ever have done for a dessert. All she ever wanted to make was an apple tart. And that was the one thing I was better at her than making. I could make good pastry, and my grandmother couldn't. But anyway, there you go. So, simple supper for the week, simple dessert. You've got a fantastic ricotta cheesecake finished with fresh raspberries. Dishes. You know, one thing I really learned from Gordon, people don't remember the gimmicks, they remember...
Stout sauce.